Good evening, friends. You know what? You might want to grab some popcorn for this one. This is going to be a little bit of an unorthodox video. I've had a little bit of a situation occur, and I figured I wouldn't mind ranting about it a little bit and sharing this experience so that hopefully none of you have to go through the same level of BS. First of all, I'm a pretty calm guy. I don't actually get worked up about a lot of things, and even in this moment or in this video, I might be a little bit more animated, but I think it's important to recognize that things can happen, and it's how we respond to them that matters. So yes, things can be frustrated, but I do remain grounded. This isn't going to, negatively affect my life in any way. But it was some entertainment, that's for sure. Also, if you hear some noise in the background that sounds like a clicking or something, there's a little cat flap door, like a little doggy door for the cats here that at this place I'm staying at to take care of these cats. So I'll apologize for that in advance. But let me just lay the groundwork here for you. So, okay, I've been selling on eBay now for a couple of years, Poshmark a little over a year, and really, all things considered, I haven't had a whole lot of issues at all. You occasionally get, a customer or a buyer or something that just is a bit of a headache. You deal with that sometimes, but to be quite honest, after 1,400 items sold on eBay, I've got 100% positive feedback. I don't tend to have issues. Some of that is, of course, I feel like I do offer up a pretty good level of service. I own up my mistakes if I make them, and that goes a long way. But believe it or not, the first real kind of issue that I had here where I was just at a loss and didn't know what to do was not my fault, not the customer's fault, not even eBay's fault. But I sold a pair of pants to a woman in Florida in early December or maybe late November, and they were delivered by USPS. So from Canada Post, that's where I drop it off, but it is actually a USPS label. So it crosses the border and ends up going out through USPS. They delivered it to California. So the buyer's in Florida, they entered in all the correct information, no problem at all. The tracking info was there. And for some reason, USPS delivered it to California to a completely different zip, obviously, East Coast, West Coast. I had no idea what to do. It's well, obviously I want, that buyer to get refunded because they didn't do anything wrong. But I also didn't want to take the loss and just eat that because I didn't do anything wrong either. I purchased the label right through eBay, so, everybody there could see that I'd done the right thing and that for whatever reason, it just got delivered to the other side of the country. So eBay, to their credit, was actually pretty helpful at the beginning because I really had no idea what to do. And they explained to me that I need to put in a ticket with the carrier, which although it was USPS and I'm in Canada, I'd have to put in the ticket with Canada Post. And then they would follow up, carry down the line of communication, and offer any reimbursements because, this would be an insured package. So that's fine. I do that. It's early December. And in the meantime, I refunded the buyer and, explained what happened. They could see it. It didn't make any sense to any of us. They were fine. I didn't get any negative feedback or anything like that. But as it stood, I was out. It was only $40 or something. So it's not oh, this is, life-changing money or anything. But submitted the ticket with Canada Post. They advised me that within 3 to 4 weeks, if approved, I'd get a check for the amount. So I'm waiting. I'm filming this on January 25th as we're discussing this here. And within the last couple of days, I don't remember if I was talking to somebody or what happened, but I realized I never did get that money back from Canada Post. So I replied to the last email that they sent, which was basically just confirmation that the claim was going to be looked at, and said, hey, I didn't get my money. Can you guys give me a status update? What's going on here? Do you need more info? They responded with this gem. They said, that money has already been paid out to eBay. Well, why the F did it go to eBay? So my response was, basically that, well, I'm your customer. I'm the one that created the claim. I'm the one who shipped the item, had it lost, had to refund somebody. I'm the one that's out the money. eBay isn't your customer here. eBay isn't out any money. Nobody's out anything except for me. I'm the one who opened this ticket. Why would you send money to eBay? They're like, oh, well, the label was purchased on eBay, so that's where the money would go. I'm just like, okay, that's absolutely ridiculous. Why would you send the money to eBay, though? Like I explained in my claim, in my ticket when I opened it up, what happened, like, I need to be reimbursed, not eBay. They're like, oh, well, you need to contact eBay to get your money. That's how it works. I'm just like, okay, this does not make any sense. Like, this seems like somebody didn't read the ticket when it came in, saw a keyword eBay purchase, and just was like, oh, okay, let's just give some money to eBay. So anyway, I contacted eBay. I went through their god-awful chat, their automated little chat answering bot, to try to finally get to a point where I could have someone call me back. Because as you can imagine, none of the things I was trying to state in the chat were ticking any of the boxes for this, 1995 level of AI. So finally, though, I did get somebody to call me back and explain the situation. And the girl was like, she was really good, but she just kind of laughed. She's like, yeah, that's not how that works. I mean, anybody who opens up a ticket, a lost package ticket with whatever carrier it is, Canada Post, USPS, UPS, FedEx, anything, like, that's the client saying, hey, carrier or service, I'm your client, you lost my package, give me my money back. I mean, why would they send the money to us? I'm like, no, I agree 100%. She's like, yeah, so they should not have done that. We don't believe that they did do that. She listed off the item that was, the pants. She's like, yeah, I see all the case notes here. Like, everything is very clear, and there's obviously no, like, payment that has come into your account from Canada Post. Like, clearly. I was like, okay, no, thanks, appreciate it. Thanks for the heads up. I figured as much because it seemed absolutely idiotic that Canada Post would give you money when I'm the one who's out money, but hey, figured I'd call and ask because that's what they told me to do. So I go back to Canada Post in the email thread from claims customer service and explain that eBay, in fact, has not received money for me. eBay has not actually, they don't do that. That's not how it works. They don't expect that. And no, they don't have any money in my account waiting for me because that would be absolutely ridiculous. And also, unless Canada Post specifically put me, my username, my ID, like my store name and all the things saying, make sure that this account is the one that gets reimbursed this money, which clearly Canada Post wouldn't have done because they didn't even have that information from me. So anyway, get the response that, okay, well, sorry we couldn't, this was eBay, or this was Canada Post's response. I'm just gonna read it to you because this is just absolutely ridiculous that this is what their response would be. Dear customer, we are sorry we were unable to resolve your inquiry to your satisfaction. And there's the service ticket details and whatever. If you would like to request an independent review of this claim, you can contact the Office of the Ombudsman, which is some kind of arbitrator or some kind of, negotiator who's like a third party, independent type thing. So Canada Post is basically saying, no, we're not dealing with this anymore. We won't look back into it. It's not our responsibility to review this further, to escalate it or anything like that. If you'd like to get some other independent government official involved to do like an audit on this situation, you can do so and contact them here. Well, that pissed me off, to be quite honest with you. So I replied to that asking why they would expect me, the client who is out money, to fight and figure out some third-party independent review of the situation to get my $40 back because two corporations can't agree or figure out who pays me my money. So anyway, I asked them, just another little piece of information here. So without, getting into too much detail about what my job is, I mean, that's private info, I don't want to give it out, but, I do work with contracts. I do work with large corporations. I do work with lots of documentation, record keeping, contract terms and conditions and negotiating points for deals that can be in the millions of dollars. So when you make a claim that you have done something, you typically want to make sure that there's a record of it somewhere, or if there's an agreement that's been made, or if you're going to make the claim that, oh no, we did this, then you have to provide some sort of record for that so that the other party is like, okay, thank you, I'll put that in my in the record, so at least now we know. Thank you for the evidence of your claim, basically, in case it comes back later. So I had to respond to Canada Post and ask them for evidence that they sent money to eBay. Because to be quite honest with you, I didn't trust this person that was responding to me. I mean, I have absolutely no faith in someone who is telling me that they just sent my money to some corporation because that's where I purchased the label from what I was shipping. Like, it doesn't matter where I was selling my item. Like, if I just was sending this item to somebody without it being a transaction, then I would be reimbursed for it because my item was lost in the mail. If I sold it on eBay, I should get reimbursed for it because my item is lost in the mail. Like, why the hell would you give that money to eBay? Anyway, so I asked for some kind of, some sort of proof. Do you have some sort of evidence that I can then take to eBay that proves that you have sent them a payment in as a result of this complete and utter nonsense? To their credit, very quickly, I think probably because this person was getting a little bit finished with me, they did send me a screenshot that shows that something was sent to eBay. And it says transaction details. USA is in a drop down. I don't know what that is. $37.99. Indemnity. Check. The date. And then some number, which I assume is some sort of a transaction number. So anyway, I've sent that and some screenshots of the email thread to eBay customer service in the email, in a reply to the email that we originally had about this, where they told me, hey, you have to make a claim with your carrier, and that's how you'll get your money back. So I'm hoping that the same person who sent that to me is now going to see this, like 2 months later, not 2 months, but 6 weeks later or so, saying, hey, eBay person, thanks for your info and guidance on how to resolve this with my carrier, and thank you for directing me to contact Canada Post for this. They're telling me they sent you money, and here's the apparent evidence of it. So all this to say, I don't actually expect that eBay is going to look this up and say, oh yeah, look, we did receive money from Canada Post under this transaction number. Let's put it in John's account so that I can then, have that in my payout account or use it for future labels or something. Like, I strongly doubt that that's what's going to happen, hopefully. But suffice to say, if it all falls through, I'm not going to bother sending something to the ombudsman or whatever the hell that person is to try to appeal this to get, my $38 back. But I'll certainly be doing more social media events such as this one to get their attention. But yeah, just crazy, like just absolutely crazy. I did not see that coming, and I thought, you know what, I gotta make a video about this because if nothing else, just if you're ever in this situation where you've got to make a claim with Canada Post because a package went missing, don't even tell them you sold it on eBay. Like, just don't even mention that whatsoever, because these morons are going to just give eBay money, even though you're the one that's out because you had to refund your buyer. Just say that, hey, I shipped something and it didn't go to my customer, it was delivered here instead. Or it didn't go to my recipient. Don't even say customer. Yeah, so just a little cautionary tale, I guess. Like, just nonsense. How anybody would think that that's what you should do. I mean, I'm trying to think of some other example, some other real world example where something like this could happen, and I'm baffled by it. You know, like if your car is under warranty, like if a car part is under warranty or something, or maybe your tires, you've got roadside assistance or something, and one of your tires go, it would almost be like they show up, but they don't actually replace your tire. They just give you a coupon for a tire over at another store, or they tell you there's a coupon waiting for you at another store for a tire that you need replaced. You need to make your way over to that garage and say, hey, apparently my roadside assistance, instead of changing my tire, gave you guys a coupon so I can get a tire? Are you putting it on for me? What's happening? Like, maybe that's not the best example, but it's the exact kind of just weird, wacky nonsense that I experienced with this. So anyway, if there's anybody here watching this video, still watching this video after 17 minutes, who works for Canada Post, who knows how these things are supposed to work, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, John, no, that is how it happens, please provide your feedback. Log into an alt account so people don't roast you, and just please put in the comments, like, what am I missing? What am I missing here? How does this make sense? Please explain it to me like I'm 5, because I'm 40 and I am effing lost on this one. So anyway, may not get my money back, but made for a hell of a story. So, all right, I'm gonna go for now because, what time is it? Oh, it's 8:30. It's almost my bedtime. Yeah, so I won't post this today because I just put up my what sold video. I'll wait a couple days or something, get this out there to you folks. But please be careful when you are making claims with carriers to not give them the impression somehow that they need to give your money to someone else. That's the takeaway here. That's it. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.